Good morning, powerlifting community. This is Saber Schnitzer. I am the meet director for the Virginia Siege meet. This particular competition is pretty much a private competition that we're having in a new venue. A youth lifter asked her mother if she could compete in a powerlifting competition. They reached out to me to find out that the owner of this particular gym, she owned a gym and had a daughter that wanted to compete. So luck we have it that we are now hosting a competition at the Lorton CrossFit Gym in Lorton, Virginia. This is a small meet. I like to keep meets at new venues fairly small. So it's about a 20 lifter meet. We just completed weigh-ins. The data entries done, and we're going to start the meet promptly at 9 a.m. We have 3 youth lifters in this competition, 2 female, 1 male. Some masters lifters and a whole bunch of junior lifters because the Naval Academy is here with their powerlifting team. But a typical Virginia competition. So we've got the video wall. We've got third attempt videos selected for each of the lifter, except for a couple that are lifting lifting with the logo. And there we go. The front camera unfocused a bit. So we've got a live stream commentator, actually 2 of them, that will be covering the meet. So I'm just giving you the introductions. But in typical fashion, this is a USA Powerlifting Virginia competition. We have 1 CAT referee, 2 national referees, and 3 state referees that will be doing the officiating today. So we'll probably have 2 national referees on the platform at all times. And the national referees today are Ashley Hanna from Maryland and Daniel Resnick from the local area, from Alexandria, I believe. She's also the co-state chair of Virginia. After I stepped down, what a difficult job that was. But her and Gabby Morris are the current Virginia state chairs. Danny is here today, Gabby is not. But we're going to have an exciting competition. It's going to be quite loud. I'm not going to broadcast the the platform music on the live stream. We had some problems with the previous live stream that caused some feedback and some ugly audio on the live stream. So I think I have the audio issues all worked out for this stream, but time will tell. It's a small meet, so we're able to dance around and work through any issues that arise. But as I stated, we will start lifting at 9 a.m. I'll have the live stream commentators back here prior to the start of the meet, and I hope you enjoy it. I'm going to focus right now on getting this meet started in an efficient manner. So thank you for tuning in. We will start the meet shortly.
Alrighty, everybody, we are about 10 seconds from starting here. We are here at CrossFit Lorton. We are going to see some lifters powerlifting today. My name is Hannah. I'm going to be commentating for you all. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. Here with me, I have a friend. Who's my friend?
I'm Jason. I'm with George Mason, Club Powerlifting, and I'm here as your guest commentator today.
We are going to be running through some of the rules. If you have any questions, let us know. We are about to get started. And our bar is loaded for our first lifter. This is going to be Alex Maxwell. So we have a few lifters coming up today. We're going to start with Alex, then go into Harper and Heidi. Harper and Heidi are youth lifters. They have that YB by their name. They're going to be using the youth bar. And we have our first lifter coming out here. Makes that look super easy. Let's see what our judges say. Maybe we'll see what our judges say. There we go. 3 white lights for Alex, and we're going to move on into Harper. So you see our spotters and loaders are going to swap out that bar for a lighter bar. That's a youth bar.
Why do our youth lifters use a lighter bar?
So they have the option to use a lighter bar. They don't have to, but it allows for smaller increments of weights if they can't lift the full 20 kilo bar with collars, so that would be 25 kilos in total. It also is a smaller diameter, so it's easier to hold in little hands.
That makes sense.
Youth lifters also have the option to do smaller than 2.5 kilo increments if the meet director has the plates for that, but our lifters today are going to be doing 2.5 kilo jumps between their lifts. Oh, and Harper makes that look super easy too. Let's see what our judges say. Three white lights for Harper. And now I believe this is her sister, Heidi, is going to come out. She's also using the youth bar for us today. So our spotters and loaders are getting this bar set up for Heidi. And Heidi stands back up with that, and let's see what our judges say. There we go, 3 white lights for Heidi as well. and our bar is loaded for Jesselyn. She's going to come out here and take 80 kilos for her first attempt. All right, we have a question in the chat about when Thomas is going to lift. I don't know that off the top of my head, but I can do a quick check. There are going to be 2 flights today, and so the way that this is going to work is that we are going to have all of the lifters from Flight A lift first, and then Flight B will come on. So Flight A will do all of their squats, and then Flight B will come out to do squats. So if Thomas is in Flight B, he is going to be after Flight A completes all of their squat attempts. This is another of our youth lifters. His name is Noah, and he is going to show us what he can do with 82.5 kilos.
Very easy squat, wow.
Oh, I didn't see that. I think it might have been 2 to 1. It was indeed 2 to 1.
What do the red lights mean?
So they can mean a number of different things, but you just need 2 white lights to be considered a good lift. That would be like a majority rules kind of thing. So 2 out of 3 white lights means that is a good lift. If you got 2 out of 3 red lights, that would be not a good lift. And then there will be a little color card that appears underneath that red. And depending on what that little color card says is going to show you what those mean. On squat, anything that is red underneath that red is going to be depth. So depth in powerlifting means that your hip crease has to go below the top surface of your knees. Red in bench is going to be that your bar doesn't come all the way down to your chest. And red in deadlift is failure to lock your knees at the completion of the lift or to stand fully erect with your shoulders back. This is Phoebe going to come out and show us what she can do with 115. We do have a full team here today from the Naval Academy. They made the trip down. They have, I think, 11 lifters lifting today. And Phoebe makes easy work of her opener. 3 white lights from our judges. So there are 2 other color options that you can have for red lights. So if you have a red-blue in squats, that is going to be failure to stand all the way back up and lock your knees, either at the beginning or the end, or changing the position that you have once you establish your start position on your back with the bar. And then the last one is yellow, and yellow is kind of your wild card. So you can throw a yellow for pretty much any other failure to complete the lift as per the rule book. So if you see a red yellow, you would have a lot of questions. Red blue they tend to be a little more easy to identify. And Sophie, also from the Naval Academy, is going to make quick work of 130 kilos for her opener, and that is a good lift from our judges as well. And another of our Naval Academy lifters coming out. This is Alvin. So we have moved from our ladies into our gentlemen here, and he is moving all the way up to 207.5 kilos, which is over 450 pounds. And he makes quick work of 457 pounds. Let's see what our judges say. Oh, so that's 2 reds on the side there. We did get a red from one side. So we learned what that is. Red would be?
No lift.
Yes, 2 reds is no lift, but red means that, so the red card underneath the big red light means that he didn't get all the way to depth, according to our side judges. They didn't think he squatted deep enough.
Okay, what does depth look like in USAPL competitions?
So in USAPL, depth means that created by the top surface of your knees. So it's not getting your hips to parallel. You have to go below that.
Check, check. Take it off mute.
All right, our next lifter coming out is going to be Steven Phillips. He is going to open up with 217.5 kilos. That is 479 pounds.
Absolutely crazy opener.
And he competes in the 56 kilo weight class. So that we're looking at 4 times almost his body weight. And he makes quick work of that. And he doesn't have knee sleeves on. He's just making it look stupid easy out there today. Let's see what our judges say. So we've got 2-1 there. That is a red-yellow. So because of all of the things that could possibly go wrong with a red-yellow, I'm not entirely sure what our judge thought there. But he should talk to the side judge there to try and figure out what he might have done. All right, so that is going to wrap up our first attempts. Now we are going to, oh, I lied to you. We have one more attempt, it looks like, in our first attempts, and then we are going to wrap back around to the top because that's who's coming up next. We have Alex starting the flight back over in Flight A. Our final lifter in Flight A for opening attempts, this is going to be Elijah Vega, competing in the 82.5 kilo class. He's coming out with 220 kilos or 485 pounds. And he makes some easy work of that for 3 white lights from our judges.
I'm noticing some of our lifters have like things around their knees. What exactly are those?
So some lifters do compete with knee sleeves. There are a couple of different strengths, I'll put in air quotes, of knee sleeves with the thickness of the neoprene that they're made out of. Everyone competing today is raw, so they at max can wear knee sleeves. We do have an equipped category as well. We don't have any equipped lifters today. Equipped lifters can wear knee wraps as well as supportive squat suits to help add weight to their lifts. These knee sleeves mostly are just some added compression to help with a little bit of spring out of the hole, or to help keep your knees warm. So some people wear them because they have knee injuries. I personally wear them because I'm getting a little older and my knees are a little cranky. So some of our youth lifters don't, actually, one of them made a comment to her mother when they were doing equipment check, when we asked if she had any knee sleeves, and she looked at her mom and she said, "No, I'm not old yet." This is Harper with her youth bar again, coming out and making easy work of 93.7 pounds. 2-1 good lift. Heidi is going to come out for her second attempt. This is 55 kilos or 121 pounds. And you can see also when we have youth lifters, they'll show you their age up there. So Heidi is either 12 or 13 years old. I do believe this is each Heidi and Harper's first powerlifting competitions. So we hope they do well today and enjoy it and have a good time when they come back.
It's really awesome seeing such young people in the sport.
Yeah, so USAPL supports youth competitors, I believe, from the age of 8 and up. They do have some concessions, so they can use the youth bar. They have the smaller attempt opportunities between lifts. They do have to be weighed in with a parent, and below, I think 16, they have to weigh in a singlet and a t-shirt. Other people can opt to weigh in if you're of age in less clothing than that. But the youth lifters do have a couple of special rules. They're also not eligible to be drug tested until they're 14.
Squat.
So that is Alex making some quick work of her second attempt. Let's see what our judges say. So 3 reds for that one, and I do think I can guess what that one was. So I think that she may have jumped her rack command. Do you know the commands for squat?
I believe it is just squat and rack.
Yep, so you have to start or squat and rack. So you can't, once you establish your start position, you can't start your squat until you get that start command from your chief referee, so the one up front. And then after you finish your squat, you have to demonstrate control over the bar at the top, and they will tell you to rack the bar. Then you can rack the bar. If you move before that happens, especially if you're looking like you're returning the bar to the rack, they're going to give that red-yellow for failing to observe the chief referee's commands. And this is Jesslyn. She makes some pretty quick work of 82.5 for 3 white lights from our judges.
Bars loaded. Squat. Rack. Bars loaded.
Check, check.
And Phoebe makes a pretty sizable jump from 115 kilos to 130 for her second attempt. Let's see what our judges say for that 130 kilogram attempt. They say that is a good lift, 3 white lights. That's a pretty sizable jump, 15 kilos. That's about 33 pounds.
Bars loaded.
And we have Sophie coming up also for the Naval Academy.
The audience.
I'm noticing some of our lifters wearing some sort of brace around their core. What does that do?
Squat. Back. Bars loaded. Squat.
Minor technical difficulty. All right, there we go. Okay, and Alvin shows us what he can do with 220 kilos, opting to go up despite missing his first one on depth. And then he gets one depth call from that side judge.
Bars loaded. Squat.
And Elijah's going to show us what he can do with 227.5 kilos. And you'll see now we have 5 spotters on the platform. They must be out there anytime that weight on that bar exceeds 500 pounds. And he gets 2-to-1 good lift with 1 depth call on the side judge there.
You gotta take the plates off and put it down at the bench. Bars loaded.
And here comes Stephen Phillips. He is going to squat 230 kilos for his next attempt. So we are now eclipsing into his definitely over 4 times body weight, because he did weigh in that 56 kilo class.
Squat.
Wow.
And with a pause at the bottom a little bit. Let's see what our judges say. And three white lights from our judges for that good lift for Steven. And that will wrap up our second attempts for our Flight A. So now we'll move into third attempts for Flight A squats.
Yes.
Going back to our youth
That's what she
lifters
said.
with that youth bar.
Bars loaded. Squat.
Oh, and let's see what Harper does. She did take a little bit of a step there, so I do believe that's going to be some red lights from our judges, unfortunately. But she did stand up with it, so it's a gym PR in our books.
What are all these videos coming on for?
So the meet director has this beautiful whiteboard that he has set up for us, and he also allows for the lifters to submit a third attempt hype video. And so this is going to be a reflection of the lifter's personality when they come out for their third attempts.
Bars loaded. Squat. Rack.
And a good lift there from Heidi as far as standing up with the bar, but let's see what our judges say. I do think she's going to get some red lights because she had a little bit of up and down, and she also jumped her start command. But the good news is you only need one completed lift in each discipline. So one completed squat, one completed bench, and one completed deadlift. And I do believe that everyone so far today has a completed squat. So everyone is still in this meet.
Bars loaded.
And Alex is going to come out with 85 kilos on the bar, making a pretty hefty jump from that second attempt. Let's see if she can turn it around to get some white lights here with a successful lift with 85 kilos. She stands up with it, and let's see what our judges say. 3 white lights. Gino, I think that might be the most from an opener to a third attempt squat that I have seen.
Bars loaded.
And this is another of our youth lifters coming out. This is Noah Prohl. He is going to show us what he can do with 92.5 kilos.
Squat. Rack.
He does stand up with it, but I do believe he might have jumped his rack command. Let's see what our judges say. 3 reds with the yellow.
What are the bodysuits that our competitors are wearing?
So in raw powerlifting, you do have to wear a singlet, which is a like a unitard, a single piece of material that has the legs and then the tank top style top. In USA Powerlifting, it doesn't necessarily have to be a specific brand, but there can't have any cutouts or anything like that. It has to be a single piece of material. And this is a non-supportive suit. So there is equipped powerlifting that has supportive suits that are really tight, and they can help you to get out of the hole. They have a little bit more rebound. But all of our lifters today, I believe, are raw competitors. So they're all going to be in non-supportive singlets.
Squat. Rack.
And Jesslyn made a pretty sizable jump from her second attempt to her third, too. Made some easy work of it, and let's see what our judges say. Two to one, that's a good lift for Jesslyn.
What? Bars loaded.
Phoebe is going to come out here. She's got 135 pounds on the bar. I believe that is just under 300 pounds. Let's see what she can do with it.
Squat. Rack.
Unfortunately,
Good job,
that's going to be
Flowers.
a no lift from Phoebe, but she does have her second attempt, so she only loses out on about 5 kilos there.
Bars loaded.
Next up, we have Sophie, also from the Naval Academy. She is going to load up 142.5 kilos. I believe that is right at 320 pounds on the bar, 314 maybe.
Squat. Rack.
Oh, and that was too easy for a third attempt. Let's see what our judges say for Sophie. That's 3 white lights.
How much do the red plates weigh?
So in USA Powerlifting competitions, we use kilogram plates, so all of the attempts are going to be in kilograms.
No,
The
bar's not loaded
red
yet.
plates are going to be
Athlete, the bar is
25
not loaded.
kilos. That's about 55
You have to watch for the
pounds-ish.
pins.
The blue ones are 20 kilos, so about 44.
Bar's loaded.
Yellow are 15. Green are 10. The white ones are 5. The black ones are 2.5. The collars also weigh 2.5 kilos a piece, and then there are little silver plates. Today we are only using the 1.25s, but they do have smaller ones as low as 0.25. In competition, though, I think we can only use the 0.5s from the youth lifters unless you're at a national or higher level meet where you're setting a high level record. You can what they call chip a record, those tiny plates, they call them chips.
It's a 2.
And you can use those smaller chip plates there, but not at local competitions like this one.
Bar's loaded.
We've got a question in the comment. Go ahead and drop it in the chat for us. Let's see if we can answer for you.
Squat. Rock.
Oh, Elijah made some good attempts there, but unfortunately it's going to be a no lift for his third attempt.
This needs to go down to the bench rack hold. Bar's loaded.
And Stephen Phillips is going to come out to try his hand at 242.5 kilos. That is 4.33 times his body weight. We did some quick math over here. Let's see what he does with it.
Squat.
Got all the way up with it. Let's see what our judges say. Three reds, and unfortunately, I don't know what that's going to be for. Definitely ask the judges. That's going to wrap up our first flight there. So flight A is going to be complete, and we'll move on into first attempts for flight B.
What's up, plate? What's up, plate?
Talk to each other. Spotters, we gotta communicate. Move together. You guys gotta talk to each other, okay?
Bar's loaded.
And we're going to start with Trevor Bass. This is a
Squat.
teen lifter, so he is either 16 or 17 years old.
Back.
Make some light work of his opener, and let's see what our judges say. That is a tall, tall person. 2-to-1 good lift. We have one red for depth on the side judge there. So as Saber is saying in the chat there, we do have
Sorry,
lifters
buddy.
today as young as about 10 years old competing, but there is no age limit on powerlifting. You can compete in USA Powerlifting, excuse me, all the way up into your 90s. I actually saw a Masters lifter in his 80s or 90s competing at the USAPL Southeast Regionals just a few weeks ago.
Squat.
And this is John coming out for his
Rack.
first attempt, and I believe he may have jumped his rack command. Let's see what our judges say.
What kind of levels does USA Powerlifting have for competitions in the country?
Bars loaded.
So there are a few levels you can compete at. This is considered a local meet. This would be your novice lifter, your first-time competitor. So anyone can compete at a local level meet. In order to compete at a regional or higher meet, you do have to set a qualifying total at a local meet first. So any lifter competing here today should be able to set up a qualifying total
Squat.
for regionals. For national meets or higher, you have to set a qualifying total at a state level or regional level meet. There is a state meet coming up in just a few weeks, collegiate states, and then Virginia states will take place, I believe, in March or April timeframe. And once you have a qualifying total, and those totals are listed on the website per weight class and for your age category, those competitors that have set those qualifying totals can compete at national level meets. And we do have, this weekend, there is the IBFPA Bench Worlds. So that is the international federation that USAPL is associated with. So they have high-level benchers competing this weekend. So if you finish watching this meet and you say, I did not get enough powerlifting today, you could always live stream the Bench Worlds.
Squat. Rack.
Thomas makes some easy work of his opener. That is 407 pounds. We get 2-to-1, good lifts. I believe that was a red-blue. So they are saying that he either did not have his knees all the way locked out or that the bar moved on his back or potentially some up and down motion, some downward motion. So
Bars loaded.
you may also see some of our competitors lifting in a couple of different types of shoes. So I personally squat in flats, just like this young man here. But there are some lifters who opt to lift in a heeled squatting shoe. I do that when I lift front squats or like a high bar, just to get some more bias on your quads, those front muscles in your legs. But when I'm competing, I like to use those flats. I feel more stable to the ground.
Bars loaded. Squat. Back. Bars loaded. Squat.
Hayden is going to show us what he can do with 462 pounds. It's 210 kilos. Oh, leg work with that. Let's see what our judges say. That is 3 white lights for Hayden.
Can you center the bar? Bars loaded.
See what Jonathan can do here with 212.5 kilos. Wow, very easy opener. See what the judges say. 3 white lights. It's a good lift. Going up next to 227.5 kilograms for Dennis. That's about 500 pounds. We'll have 5 spotters coming out to assist with the squat because any lift over 500 pounds requires 5 spotters on the platform at all times.
Bar is loaded.
Bar is loaded for Dennis. Dennis looks ready to go here.
Squat.
Wow, very easy opener for Dennis here. See what the judges say. 3 white lights, that is also a good lift. Moving up to 250 kilograms for Connor. That is just over 550 pounds, ladies and gentlemen.
Bar is loaded. Squat.
Wow, very easy opener here with
Easy work for Connor. I
551
think even
pounds.
he was surprised by that one.
Bar is loaded.
And we go all the way up to 633 pounds. That is 287.5 kilos for our friend Michael here. He did not come to play today. He is also from the Naval Academy. These Naval Academy lifters are showing us some light work of their lifts today. And he's in running shoes.
Oh my
Oh
God.
my goodness. That is absurd.
Can you put your hand on the bar? Yeah. Bar's loaded.
We are moving on into our second attempts here. We are moving pretty quick today. So we are going to take a 10-minute break between the end of squats and when we start flight A bench.
Squat.
So we are already in our second attempts on squats. Our first lifter here is going to be Trevor.
Got.
He's a teen lifter. And he gets 3 white lights for his second attempt.
Bar's loaded.
Our bar is loaded for John Nguyen. He is going to come out and show us what he can do with 303 pounds, 137.5 kilos.
I'm noticing some lifters set the barbell higher on their back than others. What's the reason for that?
So I like to say every body is different, and that means every body is different. So everybody's physical body is shaped a little bit differently, and that means that the best advantages for how they lift weights is going to be a little different. So like you and I are differently shaped human beings. I personally have a really short torso and really long femurs, and so I like to put that bar way down on my back, because otherwise I may not get to depth and I may not stand back up. So the higher up on your traps you see it, so those are those top muscles of your shoulders. We tend to call that high bar. Anything lower towards your, like the back of your shoulder blades, that's going to be considered low bar, and somewhere in the middle might be a mid bar. There are some French lifters who compete with an extreme low bar. I don't do that. I don't have the mobility that my shoulders could do that, but some people do.
Squat. Right.
Kevin stands up with 147.5 pounds there. That's 325 pounds for 3 white lights from our judges.
Two reds. It's 2 reds. Wait. You're right. I'm wrong. Bar's loaded.
And Thomas is going to show us what he can do with 200 kilos. It's 440 pounds. Pretty sizable jump from his opener, about 15 kilos.
Rack.
I do believe he might have jumped his rack command. Let's see what our judges say. 3 reds, yeah.
Bar's loaded.
Ross has 457 pounds, so I would consider this a low bar squat. You can see how far he's got that bar down on his shoulders. He makes pretty easy work of 207.5 kilos, and our judges agree. 3 white lights.
Bar's loaded.
So one of the lesser known, lesser thought about rules is that you are not allowed to have your singlet touching your knee sleeves or your socks touching your knee sleeves. And that is because we want to make sure in raw competition that we can see that there's a difference between the singlet and those knee sleeves, or the socks and the knee sleeves, so you're not hiding anything underneath your knee sleeves. Sounds a little ridiculous, but if there's a will, there's a way, and someone will try to do it.
What would happen if you're caught with knee wraps under your knee sleeves?
That would be a disqualification, but there is a Raw with Wraps division that you should be able to compete in, so that would be, actually, I take that back. I don't know if that exists in USA PL, now that I'm sitting here thinking about it. But if you want to wear knee wraps, you can compete in the equipped division. In some other powerlifting federations, they do have a Raw with Wraps, which is no other supportive equipment like the squat suit, but you can wear knee wraps.
Squat. Rock. Bars loaded. Squat.
Could be like
Rock.
Jonathan makes easy work at his second attempt for 3 white lights from our judges. We're going to move on into Dennis next. He is going to try his hand with 232.5 kilos. We are over 500 pounds in second attempt, and I think we're only in the middle of our flight, so we are
Can
cruising
you
through.
center that bar?
Got some strong lifters here at this local meet today.
Bars loaded. Squat. Rock.
And Dennis fights for that one. Stands up with it. Our judges say that's a good lift, 3 white lights.
Bars loaded.
Connor Richard is going to come out. He's got 584 pounds on the bar, 265 kilos. Oh my goodness.
Rock.
And I think he's having a great day. Our judges say 3 white lights, good lift. And we're already eclipsing into 300 kilos. That is over 660 something pounds, 307 and a half. I think we might be looking at 677. That's a lot of weight. And that is a tall man about to go out there and lift.
Bars loaded.
And this is his second attempt, which means if he stands up with this, he's going up more.
Squat.
Let's see what Michael does with this. Oh my goodness.
Rock.
You shouldn't be able to make that move like that. Three white lights from our judges. we'll
Bars
wrap back
loaded.
around to wrap up our third attempt squats here. We'll start with Trevor, our teen lifter. He's also pretty tall. I think he may also have maxed out the rack there. He'll come out and show us what he can do with 142.5 kilos.
Rack.
Unfortunately, that was a no lift for Trevor.
Bars loaded.
And John Wynn is coming out. He's going to show us what he's going to do with 145 kilos.
Rack.
Oh, pretty easy work there. Let's see what our judges say.
Very easy third attempt.
I think he should have put more weight on that bar, but that is 3 white lights from our referees today.
Bars loaded. Squat. Rack.
A good effort there from Kevin.
Good
Just
job,
couldn't
spotters
stand
and
up with it
loaders.
today. That is going to be a no lift on that 155 kilo squat attempt.
Bars loaded.
And Thomas is blocking in to try his hand at 205 kilos. He did go up even though he missed that second attempt. Let's see what he does with this 205. He stands up with it. He holds it. Waits for that rack command. Let's see what our judges say. Three white lights from our judges.
Bars loaded. Squat.
Ross is fighting for that one. He stands up with it. Let's see what our judges say. 2-1. He did get one depth call on the side there, but 2-1 good lift for Ross.
Bars loaded.
Michael makes a 7.5 kilo jump up to 227.5 kilos.
Squat.
That's going to be right at 500
Yeah.
pounds. He doesn't quite
Good
get up
job,
with
spotters
that.
and loaders.
A valiant effort there from Michael.
Bars loaded.
Hayden moves up into 232.5 kilos, so he is well into that 500-pound mark. 232.5 is going to be about 5'12", 5'11 and a half pounds.
Squat. Back.
A good fight from Hayden. Let's see what our judges say. 3 white lights for that good lift.
It's okay. Just leave it. Bars loaded.
Make it look easy, Dennis. Come on. Easy pick. Let's go.
Dennis is going to come out here. He's going to try his hand with 235 kilos. He's going to fight for it. And our crowd is getting excited. Let's see what our judges say. 2 to 1, good lift. 1 depth call there from the side judge. We have 3 more attempts here in our 3rd attempt squats from our 2nd flight. We'll move on to Jonathan next. He's going to
Bars loaded.
go for 237.5 kilos.
Squat.
Oh, he's fighting for that.
Back.
Got a little sticky in the middle. Let's see what our judges say. 2 to 1, good lift. Dip call from the front. So we are right at 600 pounds here, 599.5 pounds for our next attempt from Connor. It's 272.5.
Bars loaded.
And let's see what he does with this. He looks like he's ready to go.
Squat.
Strong into the hole, stands up, so easy. He says, come on. I say, come on. Our judges say 3 white lights, good lift.
Connor.
And now Michael is going to come out and try to squat 700 pounds, 704, 320 kilos with Nyan Cat in the back. With Nyan Cat in the back.
Amazing video choice.
Bars loaded.
This is going to be our final squat of the day, so we do only have the 2 flights this morning, just the morning session. So after this, we will take a 10-minute break before we'll roll into Flight A bench. And let's see what Michael has to say about 704 pounds. Strong walkout.
Squat.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
easy.
700 pounds.
Let's see what our judges say. Three
Three
white
white
lights.
lights.
What a way to end squats. 10 out of 10. We'll be back in 10 minutes.
All right.
Check, check, check. Check, check.
Bars loaded. Start. Press. Rack. Bars loaded. Start. Press. Rack. Bars loaded. Start. Press. Rack.
Okay, guys, we are back in business. Sorry about all the technical difficulties. There was a power outage. Fuse blew, so we're back now. So going on first attempt bench still. Up next, we have Elijah with 132 kilograms, which is just almost 300 pounds with 292 pounds.
You will see there are going to be 3.
Start. Press. Rack.
What can go wrong? Red, blue, and yellow. Also, like with squats, the yellow ones are kind of your wild card. You don't really know what's happened. Red and blue are a little bit more straightforward, and we will cover those if those are to happen today.
Press.
I do believe that Alvin may have jumped his rack command there. Yeah, we're going to get 3 reds for that.
Jumping any command will, of course, result in a yellow red or a yellow card for a red light.
Saber, can you change the bar load to 20? Safety's at a 3. Safety's at a 3. No, flip that plate, please. Bars loaded.
So this is one of our youth lifters. She is 10 or 11 years old, and she is going to be benching 27.5 kilos today. That is just over about 55 pounds. And she makes easy work of it today. That's what our judges say. 3 white lights.
Saber, can you change the bar to 25? Bars loaded.
And Alex is going to come out and take this same weight, 27.5 kilos. Again, that is about 60 pounds.
Start. Press. Rack.
Makes light work of that 27.5, and our judges agree. They say 3 white lights.
Saber, can you change the bar to 20, please? Add a 2, add a 2. Bars loaded.
That bar is loaded for Heidi, and you may see some of our lifters have opted to have a lift-off, so we will have the same lift-off person for all of our lifters in this flight. Not all the lifters are using that lift-off person. You don't necessarily have to. There
Why
we
do some of
go.
our lifters prefer to get lift-offs?
So when you get to the higher weights, and some of our highly technical benchers like to have that option to offload the shoulders a little bit to save their shoulders for that later part of the press. I personally don't take a lift off because I don't trust anyone. So I have learned how to self-lift to make sure that I like where the bar goes every time. That also means that my shoulders do fatigue a little bit, and it has cost me a couple kilos, but it is what it is. I would rather trust that I can get the first 2 and then maybe struggle on my 3rd. Also, some of our bigger benchers, like the guys who bench a lot more weight than I do, will need a lift off to help get them off the rack.
Start. Press. Rack.
A good catch from our spotters and loaders there. Jesslyn will have a chance to take that again as her next attempt.
Bars loaded. Start. Press. Rack.
And that's a 2-to-1 good lift for our friend Noah there.
Bars loaded.
Phoebe's coming out to try her hand at 75 kilos. That is 165 pounds.
Start. Press. Rock.
Unfortunately, that's going to be a no lift for Phoebe, but she has a chance to come back and try it one more time.
Bars loaded.
Sophie is going to come out. She is a teen lifter, 18 or 19 years old. She's going to try her hand at 90 kilos. That is almost 200 pounds.
Start. Press. Rock.
She fought for that, but let's see what our judges say. 2-to-1. We have a downward motion, it looks like, from the center judge and something else from one of the side judges.
Can you center the bar, please?
What are the
Loaded.
blocks that are on the platform? What are they used for?
So we have 3 different height blocks, and that is to help a lifter get closer to the floor than they may otherwise be to help in their bench setup. So the blue blocks are the tallest blocks. There are also some most slightly shorter than that. The red ones, you can kind of see them in the back. I think a spotter may have their water on it. And then there's a white block hiding behind those that are just a little bit shorter than that as well. So any lifter has the option to use those to help bring the floor to you as a lifter, to make sure that you can get your feet flat on the floor surface. That would either be the blocks or the floor itself. So that, I believe, is going to be a no lift from Steven, a valiant effort, but he does have a chance to come back and try it one more time.
Special shout out to our spotters and loaders today. They're working hard. Give them a big round of applause in the chat for us today.
Bars loaded.
And a special plug, if you are interested in powerlifting or want to see a powerlifting meet, being a spotter or loader is an excellent way to get really close to the action without having to pay the ticket fee to get into the door. So it's a lot of work, but I would recommend it to try and A, give back to the sport, B, get a feeling for what the meet is going to look like if you're interested in competing, and C, just have a good day of a lot of fun and seeing a lot of heavy lifts.
Start. Press. Rock.
Yeah, there it is.
Yes, that was a great effort from Elijah there, but it is going to be a 2-to-1 lift. Red on bench is typically failure to pull the bar all the way down to the chest. So that was what I believe that side judge called, and then we have a red-yellow, so I don't know what that could have been from our head ref.
Bars loaded.
So Alvin did miss his opener there, but opted to go up anyway. Let's see if he made a good choice here. Remember, he does need at least one to stay in a meet and put the total up. He has 2 chances to do that, this second attempt and then his third after.
Replace the bar. Your heels need to get down. They must be flat on the floor.
So we did get a replace call there from our chief referee. That can happen for a couple of reasons. That means that the chief referee believes that the lifter has not established the appropriate start position, and that could be because their feet are not flat on the ground, their buttocks are not down, or they don't have their elbows locked all the way out. So that was a completed lift from Alvin and a good lift from our judges, so he is going to stay in the meet today. We do have one more attempt for our Flight A lifters. We're going to start with that youth lifter, Harper. She's going to get her youth bar swapped out and try her hand at 30 kilos, 66 pounds.
Safety out of 3.
Why is it that some lifters choose to wear belts on the bench press?
I frankly don't have a good answer for that. I don't necessarily believe that they confer a whole lot of an advantage, especially some of the thicker ones, because they can actually get in the way of the flexibility of your back. And if you're someone who has a really high arch, it can get in the way of that. But some people just like the stability that it gives you. Some people like the external cue that it gives to be able to remember to brace appropriately. But I don't use a belt when I bench. I used to, actually, and I felt like I was benching better after I got rid of it. So can't give you a great answer. Just personal preference, I guess. That's a good lift from Harper. That's going to be 3 white lights for her 30-kilo bench.
Bars loaded.
Now Harper's sister Heidi is going to come out and try her hand at 37.5 kilos. Let's see what she does with it. She gets it up. Let's see what our judges say. 2-1. I believe that might be for... Actually, I don't know what that's going to be for. I was going to try to make a guess, but there are just too many options.
Bar load to 25. Saber. Wait, hold on. The load's going to change. 5 and a 1. Bars loaded.
Now Alex is going to come out and try her hand at 37.5 kilos.
Start. Press. Rack.
And Jesselyn is going to try her hand at 60 kilos one more time. That is 132 pounds, so really close to that full plate bench for all our gym bros out there.
Start. Press. Rack.
So she gets that up, but I think I saw something that our judges also saw. Yep, so they are going to be...
Would have been movement with her feet most likely, which would have been the calls for a yellow as a
Yes, I agree with that call. It would have been red-yellow from me on the side there because she moved her feet, so changing the established starting position.
Bars loaded.
another of our youth lifters today. Noah's going to come out and go for 67.5 kilos. That is 148 pounds.
Start.
He gets it up, but I think that I may have seen something there. Let's see what our judges say. So we've got one call from a side judge, red, yellow. If it is what I thought I saw, it would have been for his bottom coming off, his buttocks coming off of the bench. So that would also be changing your established start position, and that would be a red, yellow.
Bars loaded.
BB is going to try at 75 one more time. Again, that's 165 pounds. One of our Naval Academy lifters.
Start.
High arch technical bencher. Doesn't look like that's happening today. But she does have her opener attempt, so she is going to stay in the meet.
Bars loaded.
Try again. 8 pounds, just under 200 pounds. Pretty big, actually, for a 18-year-old lifter.
Start. Press. Rack.
And a good fight from Sophie there. Unfortunately, it's going to be a no lift today.
Steven coming out next with 303 pounds.
So as a reminder, Steven is a 56 kilo lifter. So we are looking at 2.5 times body weight bench there.
Start. Press.
And he's going to push through that. Let's fight for that, Steven. Unfortunately, not going to happen today. Great effort from Steven there.
Steven, look to the right. Can you fix the second pin, please? Bars loaded.
And Elijah is going to come out here and try for 142.5 kilos. He did opt to go up another 2.5 kilos after his missed second attempt. Let's see what he can do with this.
Start. Press. Rack.
Oh, unfortunately, it's not a good lift for Elijah. Just wasn't able to get the bar up.
Bars loaded.
Bars loaded here for Alvin with 325 pounds. Give it up for Alvin, guys.
Alvin is going to be our last bencher for the first flight, and he is going for this 146.5 kilo attempt.
Start. Press. Back.
He got the bar up. Let's see what our judges say. 3 white lights.
It's a good lift.
Bars loaded. Start. Press. Back.
Trevor makes easy work of his opener of 95 kilos, just over 200 pounds. I believe 95 is 209.
Bars loaded. Start.
John Wynn taking his opener attempt at 100 kilos. It's 220 pounds. Definitely waited for those commands. He's going to get 3 white lights from our judges today.
Bars loaded. Start. Press. Back.
That's 3 white lights for Kevin there. That's a good lift for his opener.
Bars loaded.
Next from our Naval Academy team, this is going to be Ross. He's opening up at 112.5 kilos.
Start. Press. Back.
Looks like a good lift to me. Let's see what our judges say. 3 white lights. You will also see some differences in some of the approaches to benching. So Ross there, he was a little bit of a sinker at his chest. I am a soft touch kind of girl, so I will bring the bar to my chest and touch as softly as humanly possible. So I don't use any momentum to get that bar off my chest. But some of typically the guys, I find, like to do that sink a little bit more.
Team soft touch for the win.
Start. Press. Back.
And that 115 kilo attempt from Thomas is a good lift as per our judges' 3 white lights.
Bars loaded.
Hayden is going to come out and open at 120 kilos. That's about 265 pounds, a little bit less, for his opening attempt here. Also from the Naval Academy. They have quite the crew down here today.
Start. Press. Back.
Quick commands there for Hayden for a 3 white light. Good lift. So that is the benefit of not sinking, right? So as soon as that bar is motionless on your chest, you get that press command. So if you are somebody who is pulling the bar deeper into your chest, that means it is moving longer. So somebody who opts for a soft touch might get a little bit quicker of a press command because they're able to stop the bar more quickly. Not always the case. Some people soft touch and still wiggle around a little bit, but that tends to be why people prefer that softer touch.
Start. Press. Back.
To make super light work of that for our friend Michael from the Naval Academy. And then we have another Michael coming up right after that.
Michael here opening with 140 kilograms, which is about equal to 308 pounds. So we've crossed a 300-pound barrier into our openers.
And this is an 82.5 kilo lifter, so this is well over body weight bench, which I mean is not as big of a deal for the men, but for women, that body weight bench is a big deal.
Press. Back.
That looks like some easy work from Michael there. 3 white lights for a good lift.
I'm noticing some of our lifters here wearing wrist wraps on their elbows. What would be the purpose of that on the bench press?
Well, I hope they don't wear it on their elbows, but on their wrists, it's to help
wrists.
it's to help keep those wrists stable and straight. So the shortest distance between any 2 points is a straight line, and also force travels a little bit better through straighter joints. So you want to keep those nice and stable while you're pushing that heavy weight up. Some people have some previous wrist injuries. I mean, we see a lot of lifters who are coming into the sport after years and years and years of other athletics, and they just may have previous injuries, so those wrist wraps can just kind of help support, add some confidence. I personally don't wear wrist wraps, but that's because I don't want my wrists straight because of how I hold the bar. But a lot of lifters do wear them and find them useful and helpful.
Back.
Lightweight for Dennis there. Easy work for his 140 kilo bench. 3 white lights from our judges. We have 2 more attempts for these openers in our second flight bench. Both are going to be the same weight. These are 165 kilos. That is 363 pounds.
Start. Press. Back.
Easy open here for Connor. 2 white lights.
Bars loaded.
Our last opener here, Jonathan, is also opening up with 165 kilograms, which is equal to 364 pounds.
Start. Press. Back.
Fortunately, that is a no lift.
Bars loaded.
We're coming out here with the second attempt bench press at 102 kilograms, which is 226 pounds.
Start. Press.
Trevor is one of our teen lifters. That means he is only 16 or 17 years old, weighing in at less than 90 kilos. And he gets 3 white lights for that 102.5 kilo attempt. So he is over that 2 plate mark, that 225 mark with 102.5 kilos for all our gym bros out there.
Bars loaded. Start. Press. Back.
That's 3 white lights for John Wynn there for his second attempt bench.
Up next here is Kevin with 112
Bar
kilos
loaded.
on the bar, and the bar is loaded. That is about 248 pounds here.
So we see some of our lifters using those wrist straps. You can wear them on squat or bench or deadlift, but the rule is that no part of your wrist strap can touch the bar, and that is to make sure that you aren't like wrapping yourself into the bar to cheat the grip part of the lift. And that could be, so we've got 2 to 1, not a good lift for Kevin there. Could be a lot of things. One of the more common infractions you see there is for lifting the buttocks off the bench. So that would be changing the start position of the lift, and that is against the rules.
Next here is Ross with 117 kilos on the bar.
Start. Press. Back.
And that's 3 white lights. Good lift from Ross.
Bars loaded.
Thomas is coming out here with 125 kilos on the bar, so we've got about 275 pounds on the bar. Pushes through his sticking point there, gets the lift. Let's see what our judges think. Good lift.
What kind of shoes are allowed in USAPL competitions?
They have to be closed-toed, so those can be the heeled squatting shoes that we have seen on some of our lifters. Those can be the super minimalist barefoot style slippers. I think one of our spotters may actually have a pair of those on our left here. Or it can be tennis shoes like this lifter Hayden is wearing today. But they cannot have the open toes. You can't wear sandals or dress shoes. You can't wear steel toe boots. You can't wear cleats. I don't know why you'd want to wear cleats, but you can't wear them. Crocs are also a no-go. They're not considered closed-toed. I think they also have to have a discernible sole, which would also take the Croc out.
Bars loaded.
Michael is going to come out after his 15 kilo jump to his second attempt. Let's see what he does with 142.5. Just makes it look absolutely easy. I mean, why not, right? 3 white lights from our judges today.
Bars loaded.
Up next is Michael with 145 kilograms for his second attempt. 5 kilos up from that first.
Replace the bar. You need to lock your elbows. Start. Press. Back.
Oh, unfortunately not a good look for Michael.
Great fight from Michael, but unfortunately just not going to do it today.
Bars loaded. Start. Press. Back.
Jonathan coming out next again with 165 kilos for a second attempt.
And so he's hoping he gets this one again to stay in that. You do need at least one successful lift in each of the disciplines, that's squat, bench, and deadlift.
Start. Press. Back.
Much easier than his first attempt, see what the judges say. 3 white lights, that is a good lift. Last of our second attempt bench press here. Connor is coming out with 175 kilograms, which is about equal to 386 pounds.
Bars loaded. Start. Press. Back.
And that's a good lift from our friend there. And we are going to wrap back around till the last bench attempt of the day. Last bench attempts of the day, I should say. So we're going to start at the top of the flight with Trevor. He's going to come out and try for 105. That is 231 pounds. Reminder, he is 16 or 17 years old, benching over those 2 plate marks in powerlifting competition at 90 kilos.
Start. Press. Back.
And honestly, making it look a whole lot easier than I would like a third attempt to look, but good for Trevor.
If I'm not mistaken, isn't this the same rack that they use for squats? How do they put a bench on it?
It is, yes. So this is called a combo rack, combination rack. So it has a place for you to insert that bench. There are little like pegs where you can insert the bench. It does come out, and so same thing with those face savers, which are those safeties on the side. Those cannot go any lower than the 3rd level. The standard is about the 4th level. Some of our taller lifters will pull that up a little bit. So that's to make sure that if you do, in extreme circumstances, drop the bar, it doesn't land on your face. We're all about safety here in powerlifting. We do love to see some big weights lifted, but we want to do it safely. Unfortunately, that's going to be a no lift for Kevin. Great attempt at that 112.5 kilos, but he did get his opener, so he is still in the meet.
Bars loaded. Start. Press.
John is pushing through that 112.5 kilos, and it is not going to go up for him today, but a great effort. He still has that 107.5 for his 2nd attempt.
Bars loaded.
Ross is going to come out and try for 120 kilos. That is 264 pounds for his 3rd attempt.
Start. Press. Back.
Unfortunately, a no lift for Ross. Up next is Thomas with 130 kilos on the bar, which is about 286 pounds.
Bars loaded.
Let's see what Thomas has to say with this 130 kilo attempt. Again, that is about 286 pounds.
Replace the bar. Please lock your elbows.
As a reminder, you can get that replace command from the chief referee. So that's the referee at the front who gives all the commands. And it sounds like this one may have been for him not having his elbows locked all the way out.
Start.
He does get the start command there. Let's see what he does with this 130 kilo attempt. He's fighting for it. I think we may have jumped a rack command, but a good gym lift nonetheless.
Bars loaded.
Hayden is going to try for 132.5 kilos. That is 291 pounds.
Start. Press. Back.
And makes easy work of that. 3 white lights from our refs.
Bars loaded.
Michael is going to try for 145 kilos. We're looking at 319 pounds. He gets it all the way up. Let's see what our judges say. That's 3 white lights.
Good lift. Up next is Dennis with 150 kilos, which is about equal to 331 pounds.
Start. Pass. Back.
And a nice attempt there from Dennis for 3 white lights, a good lift.
Very slow descent for Dennis, too. Wow.
But well controlled. We got Rush E going? It is Rush E.
What is going on?
Bars loaded.
Michael's going to go for 162.5 kilos. He's pushing. He gets it up. Let's see what our judges say. I think I might have seen something. 3 white lights. 3 white lights.
I think we have a relift going on for a lifter here.
It would appear that that's what's going on. Oh, nope. Nope. I think we may have had some technical difficulties. Not sure what's going on there. Yeah, that's not. So we are gonna have a moment here where we have to get the bar reloaded. Yep. I think we may have had some technical difficulties happen.
Oh, okay. Bars loaded.
Bars loaded here for Jonathan with 170 kilos, which is about 375 pounds.
Start. Press. Back.
3 white lights for that. Good lift. 170 kilos.
This is the correct lift. Load this bar. Wait, hold on.
Some technical issues going on with our scoring system, it seems.
So this is going to be our final bench for our second flight here. I think we may be getting a relift at the end. That's why that 140 keeps popping up for Elijah. But before that happens, we are going to have Connor come out and try 182.5 kilos. That is 400 pounds, 402.
402 pounds here for Connor. Our first and only 400 of the day on bench press.
That's not something you see every day at a local meet. We've had a 700-pound squat. He had a 600-pound squat, and now he's about to bench 400 pounds. So with
Wow, what a grind.
a beautiful grind, but I do hesitate to say a good lift. Yeah.
Unfortunately, no good lift.
Unfortunately, no lift there. I do believe his glutes may have come off the bench. His buttocks may have come off the bench. And the chief also is saying that that he did not lock his elbows all the way at the top. So that's going to be 3 red lights, no lift.
Check lift. All right, load this bar, please. We're doing a relift.
So we do have
That's
a
why we went
relift here
down
for
now.
Elijah from flight A. He's retaking a second attempt at 140 kilograms.
Bars loaded.
So the bar is going to be loaded for Elijah. Again, this is a relift. 140 kilos is 308 pounds, I believe.
For what reason do they grant relifts?
Generally, it's going to be a failure of the spotters and loaders or some sort of unforeseen circumstances. It is up to the discretion of the chief referee. And it can happen for usually weird circumstances. I'm not entirely sure what the circumstance would be for this particular relift, but it was a good grind, and it's going to be a good lift. 2-1. And we're going to take another 10-minute break between bench and deadlift. So we're going to clean the platform off and get it all set up for deadlifts. Get that ready to go. We'll take 10 minutes here, and we'll see you all when we're ready to deadlift.
Okay, so we are back and getting started with deadlifts
All right.
here. We're starting with Alex deadlifting 42.5 kilograms.
Bars loaded.
That is about 93 pounds.
Down.
Three white lights, that is a good lift. Up next in a moment here is Harper with 55 kilos loaded on the bar.
Yes. So there should be nothing else on the platform. Those things need to be moved over. Bars loaded.
Harper is between the ages of 10 and 11 years old. It's pretty awesome seeing such young people in the sport.
Down.
Really goes to show how USA PL is accepts people of all ages to compete. Heidi's up next with 60 kilos loaded on the 10 deadlift.
Bars loaded.
Sometimes on the deadlift, the lifters come out with Saber's unicorn socks, and that is because on the deadlift, you are required to have socks that go just below the knee, so that way you're not getting into contact with the bar itself with your bare skin. Saber, of course, will provide his fabulous unicorn socks to any lifter who forgets or just doesn't bring deadlift socks. So if you would like to wear the unicorn socks, just go ahead and forget to bring your deadlift socks. Otherwise, I would recommend bringing them. Test, test, test.
Test, test, test.
Hello, test, test. Okay. Sorry about the technical difficulty, guys. We should be back. Another fuse blew, so big ups. Good deadlift for Sophie. Let's see what the judges say. 3 red lights, that's a good lift. Up next is Elijah attempting 242.5 kilograms again for his third attempt deadlift. Give it up for Elijah, guys. Very patriotic video here for Elijah. Up, up, up! You got it. See what the judges say. Three red lights, that's a good lift. Final deadlift of Flight A here with 265 kilograms from Alvin. That is 584 pounds. Let's see it, Alvin. Oh! Wow. Look good. Let's see what the judges say. That is 3 white lights. That's a good lift for Alvin. Starting our Flight B deadlifts here with our opening attempts. First for John, he's opening with 150 kilograms. That is about equal to 330 pounds. Easy first attempt. 3 white lights. Bar is loaded for Trevor here with 162 kilograms. That is about equal to 358 pounds. Easy first attempt. See what the judges say. That is two white lights. Two white lights. Still a good lift. Kevin is up next, attempting 170 kilograms for his opening deadlift. See what the judges say. That is 3 white lights. Good lift for Kevin. Thomas is up next here with 180 kilograms, almost 400 pounds for an opening deadlift. That is 397 pounds approximately. Easy first attempt. Let's see what the judges say here. 3 red lights, good lift. Up next, we have Michael opening with 225 kilograms. That is 496 pounds for an opening attempt deadlift. Easy work. Let's see what the judges say here. 3 red lights, another good lift. Ross is choosing to also open up with 225 kilograms. The bar is loaded for Ross. Another easy opener for Ross here. Let's see what the judges say. 3 whites, good lift. We do have a third person opening
check.
with 225 kilos. Well, Hayden has chosen to also open with 225. Another easy opener. Oh, only one white light. It appears that there was some sort of yellow card given, likely for some sort of rule infraction. Dennis is up next, choosing to open with 230 kilograms, sorry. That is 507 pounds.
Beautiful opener. That is 3 right lights and a good lift. Bars loaded for Connor here with 245 kilograms, about equal to 540 pounds. Three red lights for Connor. Good lift for him. Bars loaded for Jonathan. Up next, coming out with 247.5 kilograms as his deadlift opener. That is 545 pounds, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what the judges say here. 3 whites, good lift for Jonathan. Closing out our flight here with our opening deadlifts. Michael is coming out with 265 kilograms. That is 584 pounds for an opening deadlift. Wow. Extremely easy opener here for Michael. 3 whites, good lift. Swing back around to the start of our flight with our second attempt this time. Jonathan here chooses to open or take his second attempt deadlift at 260 kilograms. That is about equal to 353 pounds. Question in the chat a little bit ago, someone asks, why do they switch the bars? Sometimes for our youth lifters, mostly, they can choose to use a lighter barbell if they choose. It is personal preference, so they don't need to. It's just something that they can go ahead and let our referees know, and they'll go ahead and let the spotters and loaders know, and everything will be taken care of there. Solid second attempt here for John. Judges say 3 white lights. Bars loaded here for Trevor. Up next with 165 kilograms as a second attempt. That is 364 pounds for our Teen 2 lifter between the ages of 16 and 17 years old. Extremely easy. See what the judges say. 3 white lights, good lift. Kevin choosing to take a 2.5 kilo jump to his second attempt with 172.5 kilograms. That is 380 pounds for a second attempt deadlift. See what the judges say. That is 3 red lights. Good lift here for Kevin. Up next, Thomas with the second attempt deadlift, going up 10 kilos for 190 kilograms as his second attempt deadlift. It is just shy of 419 pounds. Strong to the top. Let's see what the judges say. 3 red lights, good lift. Dennis up next here with 235 kilograms being loaded onto the bar right now. Taking 5 kilos up from his first attempt for his second attempt. 235 kilograms is about equal to 518 pounds. Very calm here. Good second attempt. See what the judges say. 3 red lights. Up next we have Michael here with 237.5 kilograms as his second attempt pull. Gets the lockout. Let's see what the judges say. 3 red lights, good lift. Bar is loaded for Ross. He is attempting 240 kilograms for his second attempt to pull. 529 pounds for those of you who prefer pounds. Easy pull. Let's see what the judges say. 3 red lights. Some excitement on the platform. Good lift. Bars loaded for Hayden, who is taking 245 kilograms from his opener compared to 225 kilograms. Again, that's 540 pounds for you guys. Grind, grind, grind. Oh, just slipped it. That'll unfortunately be a no lift for failure to complete the lift. It's interesting to see pretty much all the lifters in this flight are conventional pullers as opposed to sumo. And for those of you that do not know, conventional and sumo relates to the way that you're standing when pulling the deadlift. Typically, most people, when they start lifting, they pull in the conventional stance, as you're generally just standing feet close together and you're generally just standing upright when you complete the deadlift. Whereas with the sumo, you're often putting your feet closer to the plates and you're a lot more, I guess, extended from where your feet are relative to your torso. Anyways, very easy second attempt here for Connor with 260 kilograms. That is 573 pounds. 3 white lights, good lift. Up next, we have Jonathan, who is also attempting 260 kilograms here for his second attempt. The bar is loaded. That will unfortunately be 3 red lights, and that was most likely due to hitching the barbell. In USCPL competitions, if you hitch the barbell in any ways, which means you bend at the knees midway through the lift to complete the lockout, that is considered a red light and an invalid lift. You must keep your knees erect the whole time. Final second attempt pull of the day. We have Michael here with 290 kilograms. That is 639 pounds for a second attempt deadlift. Wow. Made it look like it was paperweight. 3 white lights, that is a good lift. On to our third attempt deadlifts. Starting off, we have Trevor here, our Team 2 lifter, taking his third attempt deadlift at 170 kilograms. That is 375 pounds.
Saber wants to turn up the music, so that's what we're doing. Turn up the volume a little bit in the venue. For these deadlifts, gotta get all this energy out. Final lifts of the day, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see some weight be lifted here. Go ahead and cheer for our competitors in the chat, please. Easy third attempt here for Trevor. Let's see what the judges say. 2 white lights, that is a good lift. Kevin is up next, having 175 kilograms loaded on the bar for his third attempt deadlift. That is 386 pounds. Up, fight, lock. Locked it out, gets it down command. Let's see what the judges say. That is 3 white lights. That is a good lift for Kevin. John takes a 15-kilo jump from his second attempt deadlift here to 175 kilograms for his third pull. That is also 386 pounds. Easy third attempt. Gets it down command. We'll see what the judges say. 2 white lights, good lift. Up next is Thomas, who's having 200 kilograms being loaded on the bar for his third attempt deadlift. He gets the bars loaded. That is 441 kilograms. 441 pounds, sorry. 200 kilograms. Easy third attempt pull. See what the judges say here. 3 white lights, another good lift for Thomas. 3 for 3 on deadlifts. Ace of Spades, Motorhead. Amazing song choice, Dennis. Dennis is currently having 242 kilograms prepared for him on the barbell. around 533 pounds for his third attempt deadlift here. Fights the lockout good. See what the judges say. That is 3 whites and a good lift. Absolutely hilarious music selection here for Michael's third attempt pull at 245 kilograms. Fight! Oh, unfortunately, that is a no lift for Michael. Up next is Ross, taking his final deadlift this morning at 245 kilograms. $540 on the bar for Ross. Fight, up, lock. Gets the down command. Let's see what the judges say. 3 white lights, that's a good lift for Ross. Last 4 deadlifts for this afternoon. Hayden is reattempting 245 kilograms for his third and final pull of the day. Give it up for Hayden, ladies and gentlemen. Kickstart Hayden's heart, guys. Let's go. Fight. Oh. Unfortunately, that is a no lift for Hayden. Jonathan's third and final pull of the day will be 265 kilograms. That is 584 pounds for his third attempt deadlift. Easy third attempt here for Jonathan. Let's see what the judges say. He gets 3 white lights. That is a good lift. Connor Richard up next with 277.5 kilograms. That is 610 pounds for his third and final pull of the day. Second to last pull of this morning's session. Fight, lock! Let's see what the judges say. 2 white lights, that's a good lift. For the final pull of the day, another awesome music choice here for Michael. He is pulling 317 kilograms. That is 700 pounds on the barbell. 700 pounds of pure raw steel. Give it up for Michael. Final pull of the day. If Michael pulls this, he will go 9 for 9 today. 9 for 9 meaning he completed all 9 of his attempts today. Let's give it up for Michael. Come on. 700 pounds. Wow, fight. Oh. Fortunately, that is a no lift for Michael. And that concludes lifting for today.
Test. All right. So, how we do awards? Look. Paperwork. Award results. This is session 1, so it doesn't really matter. That's it. That's how it is. You ready? Maybe.
Let's do it, come on, get down to spectating now. For the drug test list is going to expand exponentially. Sit and spectating. Take a seat, grab your equipment, move over to spectating. Get your eye here quick.
I don't know whose that is.
All right, we'll start awards in just a couple minutes. Please raise your hand if this is your first powerlifting competition. This competition has been an effort by myself and the referees to really bring the sport a level of respect and care that hasn't been given to sport in a very long time. If you've never been to a powerlifting competition, please understand this is not normal at all. But it's also why a lot of people come in from out of state to attend these things. So as I said at the beginning of the competition, this is a competition for athletes. And you saw a lot of failed attempts because we force a standard here without question. We don't over-enforce it, but we do hold lifters to a standard. If they got a good lift, they earned it. If they didn't, they hardly. But I made sure to impress the owner who's going to have his back here at this exercise. So for your naval academy kids, this is going to be probably the closest we'll be. But what I really wanted to say is, this competition is not about like one person or anything like that. It's a huge team to put this on. Like we moved power twice, and a lot of staff was running around getting things back up. We can't do that without an exceptional team. And also, what I said at the beginning of the competition, it doesn't matter how much money you throw at a competition, how big the video wall is, or how loud the music is. Without quality officiating, the quality of the music is not acceptable. And the level of experience that we have at this competition is really unheard of at the state level. We have probably about 20 years of experience between the referees, so they knew what they were doing. And with that, like I said, hopefully we'll be back here.
You're crazy. Keeping me going. Like I'd seen him around. He was fun. He is a weirdo. He did fight a good one. I'm sorry if I mispronounce your name. It is a tradition in USA Powerlifting in the state of Virginia that when you go up to accept your medal, you have to pose, and you're not allowed to leave the podium until you pose. And I really want to go home, but Saber will haunt all of us in our nightmares. So make sure you get up there and strike a pose. All right. First up in the women's raw junior 60 kilo class, first place, Phoebe Huang. That was lame, but technically you did what we asked. Next up in the women's raw open 70 kg class, first place, Jesslyn Chavez Gomez. She did. You said push. Never specified. You didn't say flex. Much better. Next up in the women's raw open 100 kg class, first place, Alex Matsuo.
In the women's raw teen 3 70 kg class, first place, Sophie Lim. In the women's raw youth 48 kg class, this is the 10 to 11 age category. First place, Harper Wardlaw. In the women's raw youth 48 kg class, this is the 12 to 13 age division. First place, Heidi Wardlaw. In the men's raw junior 75 kg class, first place, Ross Johansson. In the men's raw junior 82.5 kg weight class, first place, Michael Semrick. In the men's raw junior 90 kg class, first place, Alvin Liu.
If you don't flex, I'm going to be really sad. Flex. Posing means flexing.
Don't make Ashley cry.
Don't make me cry.
In the men's raw junior 110 kg class, first place, Dennis Barrera. In the men's raw junior 140 kg weight class, second place, Connor Richard. And first place, Michael Reems. In the men's raw open 56 kg weight class, first place, Stephen Phillips. In the men's raw open 75 kg weight class, second place, John Wen. And first place, Kevin Lehman Jr. In the men's raw open 82.5 kg weight class, first place, Elijah Vega. In the men's raw open 100 kg weight class, first place, Jonathan Flukoff. don't think I said your name right. Sorry. In the men's raw open, 110 kg weight class, first place, Thomas Mejia. And finally, in the men's raw Team 2, 90 kg weight class, first place, Trevor Bass. Can I say something? Can I say something? Yeah. Yeah, hi, my name is Danielle Resnick. I'm one of the state chairs for USA Powerlifting here in Virginia. I just wanted to let everyone know that next Saturday, November 15th, we're hosting a community day at Tyson's Playground Gym in Tyson's, Virginia. We're going to have a pause bench press competition. There's goodie bags from Vitamin Shop for everybody that participates. There's first prizes from Ghost Lifestyle for supplements. We're going to have Resurgent rehab, sports rehab there, doing free injury consultations. Stretch Lab will be there. Palmer Care, McLean Chiropractic will be there. And it's an opportunity to come out, talk to me, meet people, and, you know, just hang out. So I hope to see some of you there. That'll be from 11 to 2 next weekend. The bench press competition will take place at 12:30. Thanks.